welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my 2020 declutter series. Today we're tackling bronzers and highlighters. I think I usually split these up into two videos, but they all live in the same drawer, so I figured we can just tackle them together. This is the organizer tray that I typically try to put my bronzers and highlighters in, and my goal is to try to have just enough to fit in here. Like, I don't want any more than what fits in this little organizer. Do you know what I mean? So with that said, let's go ahead and hop into it. Okay, let's start with bronzers first. So let me see if I can pull all the bronzers out of this. Okay, I think that's all. We might run into some more when we tackle the highlighters, but we'll handle those as we get there. Lincoln is sitting next to me and he's just rolling around like crazy. I see little baby feet, little baby feet. Okay, so as you can see, my bronzer collection really isn't too out of control. It's definitely more than the average person, and it's definitely more than I think I will ever need, but it's not crazy like my blush and stuff like that. So a couple of things I know I'm keeping right away. So my project pan for the year, I have this bronzer from Chanel. It's the Soleil Tan de Chanel. It's a cream bronzer. I'm working on finishing that up, so I will definitely be keeping that one. Also, this Milk Makeup bronzer is pretty new to me. It's their stick bronzer in the color Baked. I actually really like it. I've been loving cream products lately, which is kind of like, who the heck am I? I don't usually like cream products, but I've really been liking that a lot. So I will definitely be keeping that one. This Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand is another product that I actually bought it a while ago, but I've just recently been like trying it out and using it, and I do really like it, and it's in that cream bronzer family, so keeping that for sure. Okay, let's look at everything else that I have. So one of my favorite bronzers ever is this Marc Jacobs Coconut Bronzer. You can see I've hit pan on it. I kind of want to try to finish this up this year. It's not in my project pan. I probably should have put it in my project pan. But I want to try to finish this up this year because I do have a backup of this. At one point, this was a limited edition product and I loved it so much. I was so afraid that when I finished this one, I wasn't going to have it anymore. So I bought a backup. I'm trying not to do things like that anymore. But the reality is I do have a backup of that. So I want to finish it up, but I don't want to like waste that one. You know what I mean? These Fenty bronzers are also really nice. They're pretty much the main bronzer that I used last year. So I have Indocun and Shady Biz, the two lightest colors. So I will be keeping those. Hoola is another one that I really like a lot. You can see this is actually, I've gone through a full pan of this, and this is kind of like a newer one that I've repurchased slightly recently. So I will be keeping that one as well. Okay, the rest of these, let's take a closer look at them. So Too Faced bronzers are also some really good bronzers. Milk Chocolate Soleil used to be like my favorite bronzer ever. And it still is really good, but it's really light. I found that I just don't know that I love the light bronzer that much anymore. It is good in the winter time though. And it smells really good. It's also nice for like darkening up a foundation. If I have a foundation that is like way too light for me and I just want to like darken up my skin without having that bronzy look, this is really good for that. So I'll probably keep that one, but I'm going to set it aside. Sun Bunny I think is one that I am going to go ahead and get rid of. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, and I have one more bronzer in here that has a sheen to it. It's this Chanel one. This Bare Mineral one, I'll look at it in a second, also has a little bit of a sheen to it. But I haven't used this in over a year, which, I mean, honestly, if I haven't used a product, it's actually probably been closer to 2 years, maybe even 3. So I probably won't use it if I'm not using it, you know, for that long. So I'm going to set that one aside. It is pretty close to Lincoln's nap time, so we'll try to finish up these bronzers here really quickly. The rest of the Too Faced, so this is Chocolate Soleil. I really like Chocolate Soleil. This is actually in my Shop My Stash for this month. I don't know when this video will go up, but for my February Shop My Stash, that's in there. So I definitely want to keep that one as well. And then this gingerbread one is really dark, But I did just get this like holiday this last year, so I don't want to give it up quite yet. It does also have a little bit of a sheen to it, not much. But because of that, it makes me feel better about getting rid of Sun Bunny. So keeping that. And then Sweetie Pie is also a Too Faced bronzer. I actually repurchased this. I found it at TJ Maxx. Previously I had this and I used the entire thing up. I loved this bronzer so much. It's weird because it has like little peach speckles in it, so it's kind of like a blush bronzer, but for some reason it just worked for me and I used the entire pan up. So when I saw it at TJ Maxx, I was like, holy moly, I'm buying that. And I don't want to say I regret it because I know I will use this eventually, but it's like I have so many other bronzers that I shouldn't have bought it, but I did, and since I did, I'm going to keep it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That's hard to explain. I'm not doing very good at all. I'm only getting rid of one so far. Let's dig into some that I know I'm going to get rid of. This Kylie. So I bought it. Oh no, I think I just chipped my polish. I bought it kind of recently because I really wanted to test out the Kylie Cosmetics, but I haven't even dug into this one yet. Oh my god. Okay. Ugh, I'm not doing so hot with this at all. This cream bronzer from NARS, I am going to get rid of. I bought it from TJ Maxx because I was really into the cream bronzers, like I was just saying. But I don't like the consistency of this. It's kind of like a waxy finish, and I just don't like the way it feels on my skin. It doesn't blend out as well as like the Milk Makeup one. So I am going to get rid of that one from NARS. This Anastasia Beverly Hills I am going to get rid of. It's just a little bit too dark for me. Lincoln is drooling all over my arm. It is a good bronzer. I remember I bought it the day it launched because I was so excited about them, but I don't use it very much because it's super dark, and truth be told, I'm keeping this Gingerbread Man one from Too Faced that's already too dark for me, so I don't need too many, you know, too dark bronzers. So I could get rid of it. I mean, I could keep it and use it as an eyeshadow, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to get rid of that one. This Bahama Mama from The Balm, I've been holding on to it for a while. I got it in like a BoxyCharm or something like that, and it is a really, really good bronzer, but it's also really dark, and I haven't used it in a while. I've been keeping it because it is so good, and it's a little bit more on the affordable side, you know, compared to some of these other bronzers that I have, so it's a good one to recommend in videos, but I'm trying not to keep products for the sole purpose of, you know, for a potential video in the future, you know what I mean? And it is kind of in that dark family, like similar to the Gingerbread Man one that I'm keeping from Too Faced, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter Bahama Mama. Okay, the rest of these, I'm going to be honest, I will probably keep. This Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder is actually a contour powder. I have had this before and it broke on me, so I think I found this at TJ Maxx or something like that, and I was so excited because I was like, oh man, I had that before and I really liked it, and it broke on me, and you know what? I think this one is broke as well. It is. This powder is so soft and so creamy that it just breaks, and when I have broken products, I'm going to be honest, I do not reach for them because they're broken and they're so messy, and they get all over my carpet and they get all over my drawers, and so I think I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this. It's such a waste of money because this is literally, you saw me just take it out of the box, but I want to say I had it for a while and it bounced around like when we moved and stuff, and it just ended up breaking, so I am going to go ahead and declutter that. That sucks. But the thing is, a sculpting powder in theory sounds like a good idea, but honestly you can just use your bronzer to sculpt with if you really want to, especially if it's a matte bronzer, and that way you're not carrying around so many products and using so many products, you know what I mean? So on the note of sculpting and contouring, I do have two contour palettes in here. I have this Marc Jacobs one and then this NARS one. This NARS one I've had forever, you guys. I want to say I bought this when these first released. It's in the color Olympia. I've made a big dent in the bronzer powder. You probably can't see, but there is a dip in there. I haven't hit pan on it, but there is a big dip in there. And then this one I found at TJ Maxx, and I was so excited. I bought it last year when my mom was in town and we were shopping at TJ Maxx, and you can ask her, I lost it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for that. So I don't want to get rid of it just yet. I haven't really had a chance to try it too many times. So I want to keep that one. This NARS one is extremely old. It's very old, you guys. I might actually get rid of it simply because it's probably right around 5 or 6 years old, and powders don't necessarily go bad, but gosh, I don't want to get rid of it just to get rid of it. It is a nice like travel contour palette if you ever needed a travel contour palette. You know what? I think I'm actually going to, I have other larger contour palettes like the Kat Von D. I have a Tarte one, and I kind of want to compare these two to those contour palettes before I make any decisions on those. So I'm going to set these aside, and when I film that video, I'm going to include these so I can compare and swatch and things like that with those. So I think those were maybe misplaced in the wrong video. So there's that. This Chanel, I spent a ton of money on this, you guys. It was like $50+. I don't use it very often because quite honestly I kind of forget about it, but it is so expensive and I don't want to get rid of it because it is so expensive. It still has, you know, the Chanel fragrance to it, so I will definitely be keeping that one. This Bare Minerals one I haven't had a chance to try yet. It's a more recent-ish purchase. I bought it towards the end of last year at TJ Maxx. And it has like a little bit of a sheen to it, but it kind of reminded me of like the ambient finishes of like the Hourglass powders. So because of that, I wanted to try it out, and I just haven't had a chance to try it out yet. So I don't want to get rid of that. The more I look at this Kylie, it looks a lot like Milk Chocolate Soleil, and I definitely don't need to keep both of these. I haven't even touched this. I haven't even put my finger in it for swatching, so I can probably sell this on Poshmark because it is brand new. So because of that, I am going to go ahead and set it aside. It's in the color khaki, so if that's something that appeals to you, it will be less than retail price, obviously, because I'm putting it on Poshmark. And I'm going to keep Milk Chocolate Soleil because I know I like Milk Chocolate Soleil and I've already used it, and so I'm going to keep that. And then lastly, this MAC Selena. This technically can go in the kind of contour-ish range, but this is something I will probably never get rid of. If you've watched some of my other declutter videos, the MAC Selena line, it has more of like a sentimental value to me. I loved Selena growing up. She was kind of my idol when I was like 10. And so when this line came out, I bought every single piece in the line, all the lipsticks, the lip gloss, everything like that. And so I want to keep it just simply because of that, which I know is probably not a good reason to keep it. But okay, so I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't do so hot in this line, in this category, but that's okay. And I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm getting rid of about a third of them, which actually is pretty good. Alright, so the bronzers I'm keeping actually fit kind of perfectly in one little row of my container, which is great. I have these 3 that don't fit just because of the size and the shape of the box or the packaging, but this is really good. So now with highlighters, I am going to be a little bit more ruthless because, for one, I didn't get rid of a ton of bronzers, so I kind of want to like make up for that difference. Also, I just don't use a lot of these highlighters anymore. I used to be a huge fan of like the blinding, like see me from space highlight. And honestly, I just don't use those kinds of highlighters anymore. I just don't. On occasion I will, but as a rule I kind of just don't. So that should make this declutter pretty simple for me. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot more highlighters than bronzers, but let's go ahead and get started. These are easy for me. These are Charlotte Tilbury. These are her cream highlighters. They're a more recent purchase, or they were gifted to me in PR. Anything Charlotte Tilbury I'm keeping for now, simply because I haven't really had those products long enough, you know, and I don't want to get rid of things that I recently bought. So definitely keeping those for sure. This Stila highlighter is in a project pan for the year. I actually have fallen in love with this so much, you guys. I liked it before, but now that I'm using it regularly, I really like it. So I don't know. It's almost one of those things where I kind of don't want to finish it up because I love it so much, but it is a cream product, so it needs to be used before it goes bad. So those are kind of like the super easy ones that I know for sure I'm keeping. Also, this Hourglass highlighter is probably one of my favorite highlighters ever. It's in the color Iridescent Strobe Light. Love it so much. Definitely not getting rid of that one. And I think the rest are kind of like so-so. So this Kylie one, this is an easy declutter for me. I didn't love it. I tried to give Kylie Cosmetics a fair shot. Some of her her pot eyeshadows, like pressed pigments, I'm kind of enjoying, but others, like the highlighter, I don't love. The lip products, I don't love. I don't know. So that's an easy declutter for me. These CoverGirl ones were sent to me in PR not too long ago, probably like right before I had my baby, and I kept all of them because I got the PR package and I was like, oh, nice, and I just kind of threw them in my drawer, but I could probably gift some of these, put them in a giveaway or give them to people. So this gold one, I'm not going to keep many gold highlighters. I'm probably going to keep one, maybe two gold highlighters because I just don't use them very often. They don't go very well with my skin tone. If anything, I use them in the summertime, like here and there. But for the most part, I'm probably only going to keep one-ish gold highlight. So this is an easy declutter for me because it's gold. The other two, there's one that's more of like a white kind of champagne color, and then there's one that's more of like a rosy gold. I love the white champagne color, so I'm gonna keep that one. This one is a maybe, so I'm gonna put that up here as a maybe for me. This is an easy declutter. I've kept this. This has survived many declutters, and I think it's just time for this to go. It's the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Heat Wave. I bought it because of the hype, the YouTube hype, and I used it a couple of times, but it's gold, and like I said, I just don't really love gold highlighters very much. So sad because this was really expensive, but I've had it for, you know, a few years, and I don't reach for it very often, like at all. So that's an easy one. Whisper of Guilt is another gold highlight, and so is this Amrezy. Now the Amrezy one is more of like a white gold, maybe like more of a champagne. So I wouldn't really consider this a gold, especially when you put it on. It shears out to be more of like a skin tone, like beige. So Whisper of Guilt is really the only other gold highlighter I have. I'm gonna set it here. Is that what this is called? Yeah, Whisper of Guilt. I'm gonna set it here because this is a maybe. I haven't touched it at all. It's brand new. It was from MAC Holiday a couple of years ago. You can see the snowflake imprint on it is still like perfect. So that's gonna be a maybe for me, depending on what other gold highlights I come across. I do like the Amrezy highlight. This Artist Couture, I loved this so much when it first came out, but if I'm being honest, I don't use loose highlighters that are in like containers like this very much at all. I don't reach for them because they are just kind of on the messy side. I have two of them. I have the Cocoa Bling from Artist Couture, and then I have this Anastasia one. Now this one I bought last year with my sister when she came to visit me, and I do like this one probably more than the Artist Couture. I just like the color of it more, and I feel like I can use it as kind of like an eyeshadow. And I know with the bronzer I was like, yeah, right, I'm not going to use it as an eyeshadow. And I probably won't use this one as an eyeshadow either, but I want to hang on to it for a little bit longer, again, because it's new and I want to give it a fair shot. So this one I'm going to hang on to. I think Cocoa Bling I'm going to part with, which is sad, but that's okay. This Bobbi Brown I'm going to get rid of. I haven't used it in a while. It's pretty, but I just haven't used it in a while. It was one of their limited edition Pink Glow Holiday highlighters. I think same with this Shimmer Brick. So this is the Shimmer Brick in Afternoon Glow. I don't know, there was so much hype around these Bobbi Brown highlighters at one point that I felt like I needed them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I wanted it. It was like, I feel like I need this because so many people like it. And don't get me wrong, they're good highlighters, but they're just, I just don't love them. You know what I mean? And now that I swatched that, I can see it's kind of on the gold, like rose gold side, which doesn't necessarily look great with my skin tone. So yeah, I'm going to declutter both of those. Something I kind of thought I never would do, and I'm doing it. Okay, these two MAC highlighters, I do really, really like these. This is also newer to my collection. It's kind of more of a blush. I don't know why this is not in the blush drawer. This has, it was from like, I think it was either a holiday or something from MAC last year, a couple years ago. And it has like this swirled effect to it. It's definitely more of a blush. I probably should have put that with my blushes. I'm going to keep it because it's pretty, but it probably needs to go with the blushes. Okay, so these are the only other two MACs that I have, aside from Whisper of Guilt up there. Soft and Gentle is one of those like old time. I've had it, I mean, look at the packaging is broken. I've had it for so long, but I do use it and I do really like it. And it's one of those, when I see it, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, Soft and Gentle, you know, like I kind of like go back to it because I remember that I liked it so much. I will probably keep this one. And then Double Gleam is really good. Double Gleam is really, really good. This one's a newer purchase. Well, not really. Been a couple of years. I remember I actually bought this when I was in San Francisco with my YouTube friend, Melissa. We both bought it. So that one's really pretty. That one's prettier than Whisper of Guilt, Soft and Gentle. Golly, I'm getting all these mixed up. But I think I'm probably going to keep both of those. This Maybelline Rose Gold, again, I bought it because of the hype. I think Glam Life Guru here was like, on YouTube, was like raving about it. So I was like, I need to try that. And it is really soft. I mean, the formula is great, you guys. For a drugstore highlighter, it is really, really nice. But again, it's just one of those colors that I don't think always looks the greatest on my skin tone. So I'm going to get rid of that. This Too Faced Candy Glow, I almost put this in my project pan for the year because it's one of those ones that I like, but I always forget to reach for it because it's like, it's just a weird product. You know, it's in a stick, it's cream. It's just one that I kind of forget to grab, but it is so pretty and it smells really good. It smells like something from my childhood and I can't quite put my finger on it. This is going to be a maybe because it is really pretty, but it's one of those ones that I always forget about, you know, so I have to put it somewhere where I can see it, or else I'm going to forget about it. This Becca, I think I'm going to declutter. Again, it has like that pink undertone to it. And I just don't know that I love like the pinky rosy undertones for highlighters anymore. I used to. God, it's beautiful though. God, these Becca, I'm down to 3. I used to have all of them, or pretty dang close to all of them. These two I'm going to keep. This is Opal, which is more of like an oystery, kind of beigey. It ventures on the line of being a little too dark for me, but it does still work, especially in the summertime when I'm a little bit darker. So there's Opal, and then Moonstone is my absolute favorite. I've hit pan on it. It's like a white gold. It is super duper pretty. That's the kind of color that's like perfect for my skin tone. Like my perfect skin tone color highlighter. So I'm going to keep these two, but I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter the pink one. That's crazy. I thought I would never do that. Benefit Cookie is a newer purchase. I'm definitely going to keep that one. This Fenty Beauty highlighter, I love this highlighter. However, the packaging is awful. It is so hard to open and inevitably I chip my polish And it is just, the packaging sucks, but the highlighter is so pretty. This is in the color Lightning Dust and Crystal Fire. This is nice because you have a combination of like slightly more blinding highlight and then more like soft everyday highlight. It's a really good one to travel with if you want like a little combination of both. But it's not too bright and blinding, you know what I mean? I feel like I've kind of decluttered most of the bright and blinding highlighters from my collection, but this color and the color of it is really good for my fair skin, so I really like that one. This Dior is also really good. I haven't used it in quite some time. That's a lie. I actually used it when I filmed my reacting to my 2018 favorites, and it was in my 2018 favorites. And it was just weird because I didn't remember that, and so that wasn't planned, but like I did wear it. I grab for it occasionally, so I want to keep that. This Anastasia one I can declutter. I haven't worn this in years. It's pretty, Starlight Illuminator, but it's like white. And there's a difference between like white gold that I like and then like white. And so I'm gonna get rid of the like white one. This NARS highlighter is one that I bought from TJ Maxx because I was really excited about it, but it is another one that is like white. And you guys know what I mean when I say a white highlighter. Like, it is like white. It has a gold shift to it, but it just looks very unnatural on my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Sucks because it's newer and I feel like I'm wasting money, but keeping it is a waste as well. This Double Gleam is beautiful, or not Double Gleam. Why did I think this was called Double Gleam? Shimmering Buff Dual Finish Highlighter from Estee Lauder, no, from Lancome. Is so soft, like it is beautiful, and the formula is just great, and it's one of those colors that works really, really well with my skin tone. So I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to put that in my maybe pile because I have a lot that already work with my skin tone. You know what I mean? This Tarte highlight, I used to love this. I hit pan on it, like very slightly in the corner. You could barely see it, but I did hit pan on it. I put it aside because I was using it so much that I wanted to use other highlighters. But it is one of those ones that's like a really good color for my fair skin, and it is one that I really like. It's in the color Exposed, which is funny because the Exposed blush is my absolute favorite. So this one I will probably keep. This Too Faced I think I need to get rid of. I've had it for so long. It's so cute. It's one of those like beaded highlighters with the like little heart-shaped beads. This doesn't even exist anymore. They discontinued this years ago. That tells you how old this product is. It's cute and it looks really cute in like Instagram pictures and things like that, but it's not like I sit here and take like, you know, professional Instagram pictures. I might keep this one. These Too Faced ones I got in PR and I love them. I love this one the most. What I don't like about them is the packaging makes them so hard to store. They're just so difficult because they're so big and bulky. This one has like a purpley shift to it, which is kind of odd, but like it looks good, you know, on certain days with certain makeup looks. And then this one is just more of like a natural kind of peachy undertone. If I was going to get rid of one or the other, I would get rid of the purpley undertone one because I definitely wear it the least. I got them in PR and this was one of my first PR packages from Too Faced and I was so excited. There was another one, like a yellow one that was gold, like a gold undertone, and I gave that one to a friend because I knew I wouldn't use it. And these two, just because the packaging is so big and bulky, I just don't reach for them as much as I was hoping I would because they're pretty and they're the kind of highlighter where it's not too blinding. It's just really nice. This is the only highlighter I have that has a purpley undertone to it. So I might keep it. I'm not doing as good with these as I thought I would. These drops from Cover FX I'm gonna get rid of. Again, I bought them because of the hype of YouTube. I used them a couple of times. They are really nice, but they are that kind of blinding highlight that I just don't wear very often. This is like, you want to look like you have metallic on your face, get something like this, because it's pretty, but it's just a little too much for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. Last one is Jeffree Star Snow Globe. This is one that has like a golden shift to it. And again, with the gold, like I was talking about, I just don't necessarily love the golden shift. This one also has chunks of glitter in it, and I'm not a huge fan of like the glittery eyeshadows. I'm sorry, highlighters, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that. It sucks because this was a newer purchase too, but if I'm not wearing it, I might as well go ahead and give it to somebody who does wear it. So, okay, this CoverGirl I'm gonna get rid of. This MAC, it's the only gold one. So I think because of that, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep this one too. You know, and my goal was to get enough to fit in my little organizer, and I'm at that point. So I shouldn't feel bad about it. I spent my money on a lot of these things, so why would I not want to keep them? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my highlighters. I'm getting rid of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 of them, some of which I thought I would never get rid of. I thought I would never get rid of this Estee Lauder. I thought I would never get rid of this Cover FX. I also thought I would never get rid of this Artist Couture, and this Becca was like big for me to declutter. So I'm proud of that. I think that's a good, God, I'm looking at my hand where I swatched this Cover FX. It's so pretty, you guys, but realistically, I'm not going to put that on my face, but it is so pretty. Like, it, yeah. Anyways, okay, so I'm getting rid of, how much was that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and I'm keeping 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. So I'm getting rid of a third. So overall, I got rid of a third of my products, which, okay, I'm pretty proud of that. I'm okay with that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this declutter. If you like these kinds of videos, then definitely check out my playlist. I'm gonna link them in the description box down below for you. Also, if you're interested in purchasing any of these, I'm not going to sell anything that I received in PR, but anything that I purchased with my own money, if you're interested in buying them, check out my PoshMark, because I'll try to post things that make sense, you know, like non-cream products, things like that on my PoshMark, which is Mel's Makeup 88. So check that out, and that's about it. I'll talk to you guys next time.